Our doors locked. More on that at the top of the hour. The man of 1,000 voices, including Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, died today in Los Angeles. And at 6, we're going to look back at the amazing career of Mel Blanc. And a lot of local companies that have been hurting from high interest.
David Sheehan will come back with some modern-day monkey shines as soon as we return.
Try to think of something clever to say. Hey, hey, they're back, and David has them.
Now we know what we're talking about, still right? The Monkees, right. Well, you know, there's kind of a story behind them. Back in, what was it, about 1968, when the Beatles were at their peak, NBC, you know, decided to do a little television series about a similar sort of rock and roll group, so they had to find some actors who could sing and some musicians who could act, and that is exactly how the Monkees were born, sort of manufactured for television. The TV show only lasted a couple of seasons, but the popularity of the Monkees is still going strong and right now going through an all-out resurgence 23 years later. It's a resurgence that more or less climaxed today when the Monkees finally got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and a chance to thank their fans and collaborators alike.
A lot of people that worked on the show originally, the songwriters, Carole King, Neil Diamond, Harry Nilsson, Boyce and Hart. You know, there was a lot of people involved in making this show and making this act and making these records. The success that they were, all reflected in this wonderful, wonderful tribute that we're getting here today. Thank you very much.
The Monkees Star ceremony was one of the few not connected to the opening of a new movie or the release of a new album. Instead, it was the persistent pressure of Monkees fans that finally brought them the Walk of Fame honor some think they should have gotten a long time ago.
I don't know whether you know that there's a small charge associated with putting the star in.
Well, small to us, but not to the fans.
Not to the fans, and they took up a collection, raised the money to do it. It was a great outpouring of affection.
Hey, with the Monkees.
A similar outpouring of affection and enthusiasm has also brought the old Monkees television show back on the air 5 nights a week in syndication.
It says we've been chosen as the typical young Americans of the year.
The Monkees rewarded the enthusiasm of their followers last night with a standing room only reunion concert at the Universal Amphitheatre. Something they've done before to keep the enthusiasm alive, but this was the first reunion show to include singer-songwriter Mike Nesmith, making the quartet complete for the first time in 20 years.
The music's old, but what the heck?
Well, the music's old, but
so are we.
Yeah, so are we. But doing these shows is so great because it's like somebody throwing you a birthday party every night. You can't do anything wrong. It's like you walk out on stage and it's all there, it's all happening.
For the Monkees fan club, it was like a religious event, and for the Monkees themselves, it was like some inexplicable phenomenon they really can't quite explain.
The thing is, we're not the right people to answer the question, really. I mean, each one of us has our own ideas. Do you think that the Monkees deserve to be noticed 20 years later? What appeals to you? What appeals to you? What appeals to him?
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Lots of different kinds of appeal, from nostalgia to 5- and 6-year-olds who are discovering them for the first time. They may last another 23 years, who knows? You think they'll hold out?
Suddenly I feel very old. Thank you, David.